in, they've consumed their healthy breakfast, they've prepared their clothing, they've spent time picking out their shoes, they've gotten everything familiarized with the course, they're ready to go. They've taken a lot of time getting ready for this big marathon. The crowds are cheering, they're excited, the motivation is high, everything's ready. They're ready to take on that run. The gun shoots, they take off. They're excited. About 5 miles in, they no longer hear the crowds. They're in that big stretch, that long, lonely stretch. And all they hear is those inner voices. And they have to build their own motivations. They have to come along and get excited and keep going to know that there's a finish line up ahead without the camaraderie there to cheer them on. They might get an occasional pat on the back with people running by saying, keep on. But just an occasional pat on the back. It's the voices inside that have to keep them going and keep them moving. So it's not so much their legs now that are moving them, it's their mind that keeps them going towards that finish line. Have you ever been there? Have you ever felt like that? Sometimes we get stuck at the starting line. We want to finish strong, but sometimes we don't get off the starting line. Sometimes we got that treadmill mentality. We're running, but we're running in place. We're not getting anywhere. We're not seeing anything outside of those 4 walls, right? You've been there before? Where you're not seeing the mountaintop experiences. You're not seeing the things down the road. Why do we get in those treadmill mentalities? Why do we get that vision and that dream and that excitement? Everyone's cheering us on at the beginning, but then we're still just running right there at the starting line, and we just get stuck. We don't move forward. Well, there's reasons that many times we don't move past the starting line. We get that idea, we're very, very excited. We're ready to go. But quickly, that idea begins to die out. What happens to us? So I found some reasons, and I'm speaking from experience. These things have all happened to me, okay? And many times I fight these same things over and over and over. And I'm sure you guys are going to identify with some of these things in your business, in your dreams, in your goals. And so these things are things we have to overcome to keep the motivation when we're in the long stretch, when we get out there past the cheers, because many times people are on your side and excited for you in the beginning. But when you're in that long stretch, no longer are you having all that. You have to keep on going. So let's look at these things. If you'll jump down through here with me, there are a few reasons people stay stuck at the starting line. Number 1, poor conditioning and preparation. People often do not prepare for the task they are taking on. Preparation. Preparing for what lies ahead. You know your dream, you know your goal, you know where you're headed, but have you prepared to actually do this? Do you have the tools in place for the things you're going to do? Maybe it's the clientele you're fixing to meet. Have you done your homework? Have you prepared by looking at their website? Have you prepared to see what their needs are? Have you looked into the person that you're getting ready to meet? Okay? Have you prepared the tools that you need to accomplish the task that you're getting ready to take on? Okay? So poor conditioning or preparation. You must prepare. Prepare your dress code, prepare your food, prepare your expectations, your needs. All of these tools that you need to initiate the plan to carry it out. Many times that's why you don't stay in the fight, because you get 5 miles out down the road and you find out you don't have what it takes to take the next mile, to keep going. So poor conditioning, poor preparation. So know what it takes to complete the run, to complete the marathon. We want marathon mentalities, not treadmill mentalities. We don't want to get 5 miles in and be running in place again and not moving forward. Okay? Been there and done that. Sometimes I still get there. Okay? All right, number 2, daydreaming. People often dream about how great it's going to be when they reach the finish line. You ever do that? Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to help this person. I'm going to help that person. This is going to be great. I'm going to invest in this. And when I get to this place, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do all these different things. So we dream. We spend a lot of time dreaming about what we're going to buy, what we're going to invest in, how many people we're going to help, all these things. But all this is wasted time if we are still running in place, if we're just dreaming. Okay? We're never going to get to that place where we're doing those things if we're just still dreaming about it. Okay? So we got to get past that so we can actually fulfill that dream. Number 3, distraction. This is a big one. Distraction, okay? Number 1 for me, distraction. I'm really bad about this, okay? Distraction. People often get distracted by countless things. Many times we get distracted by other people's race. The racers, the people at the marathon, they're not looking around at everybody beside them, or they shouldn't be, okay? We don't need to be looking and comparing ourselves to the other people that are in the race, the other people who are in the same market as us. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. When you get out there on that stretch, it's just you. You're running that race against yourself, okay? You're not running that race against everybody else. You will succeed if you keep your eyes focused on that finish line. Don't compare yourself to everybody else. We can get distracted by comparing ourselves to other people and where they're at in the race, okay? And many times that will cause us to fall behind when we're focusing on somebody else's success. Sometimes we get distracted by entertainment. I was thinking of this last night. I was laying in bed watching Shark Tank, okay? So I was watching that last night. That's a great show. I mean, you can get a lot of inspiration there. But if I watch Shark Tank every day and just watch everybody else's success, how much farther ahead am I going to get watching everybody else's success, right? Okay? We can learn things from other people, but really they're out there making it happen, right? Okay, so we can watch all that motivation television we want to, okay? We can listen to all that motivation music we want to. We can listen, get around all these motivation people we want to, but if we aren't doing it, we're distracted. We're not going to get there, okay? So we have to get out there and do it ourselves. The mentality, I deserve a break, too. Sometimes this gets in there and distracts me. Oh, I've had a hard day. It's been one of those days. I deserve a break. I'm not going to do anything today. The next day, you know what? I'm still tired. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to take another day off. What happens? 7 days go by, you're still on a break, right? Okay, so it can get away from us, time. And then we just look back and we go, wow, I wasted a whole week and done nothing at all. So we can get on an extended break, okay? So a staycation, right? And so we happen to stay in the same place, treadmill mentality. So distraction is another thing that we do. Number 4, fear. Fear is another reason that we have a treadmill mentality. People often fear what lies down the road. We all do this. At some point in time, we fear what we can't see down the road. We know that what we have, even though it isn't always favorable, it is predictable. Because we already know what we've got. It's predictable. What's out there, though, we're missing might be a mountaintop experience. Okay, something that we haven't seen yet, something that might be great. We're missing out on those things. The problem is predictability will never equal accessibility. Make yourself accessible to those opportunities. Don't stay with the predictable. You've got to be a risk taker. You've got to get out there. You've got to try it. If it doesn't work, go on to something else, but you got to try. You got to try. The next one, poor self-image. This one's hard. I've struggled with this before myself too, and still it creeps up on me. People who struggle with confidence are usually the last to believe that life can give them beauty for ashes, mansions from huts, friendships from loneliness, and happiness from heartache. They are often the ones who get excited when everyone is cheering them on with their new idea, goal, and dream, but when they're several miles in, months, years maybe even, down the road, the camaraderie is not around, they weary in the race. When they're just by themselves and left to themselves, they don't have a cheering team, their image has fallen away. And they begin to wonder, is anybody really believing in me anymore? Okay? Doesn't matter if it's just you and God believing in you, you can keep going, because you will accomplish your goal if you keep doing that. You believe in you because He believes in you, and you keep going and pushing to that finish line. And number 6, setbacks. This hits us all. We're all going to have them. When you run the race, there's going to be setbacks, but the runner doesn't look at the rain as a setback. The runner looks at the rain as a refreshing. Okay? He doesn't look at it as a soggy setback. It's a refreshing. So when you get a setback in life, don't look at that as something negative. That might be an opportunity for a setup, okay? Setup for another opportunity to take you to another level of success. A little example I have for you here in my own life is I was facing shoulder surgery, getting ready to have that. I went on a trip, and on that trip I ended up breaking my knee. And so I was waiting to have the shoulder surgery, ended up with a broken knee, and it was on the opposite side, so I had one crutch, and so waiting shoulder surgery, and I didn't want to have it because I was at my son's wedding in New York, and I'm thinking, okay, now I have one crutch, I got to get back home, all this is going on. I'm thinking, this is a major setback. I was mad. I was upset. I was not happy. But this setback allowed me to be set up with an insurance situation that I needed that set me up down the road for a financial blessing. Huge financial blessing, okay? And I say huge. It was a huge financial blessing. I did not end up having to have knee surgery. It healed by itself. Praise God. Amen. But this was a setback that became a setup opportunity that I couldn't see at the time. Sometimes we don't see what our setbacks are, okay? But they are setups for opportunities that can bless us down the road. Now I look back on that and say, thank you for the broken knee. because it's all okay, okay? Because it worked out. So don't look at those setbacks as nobody's on your side, you know, it's not gonna work out, things always go wrong for you. I know what goes through your mind. I know, because I've been there, it goes through my mind too, okay? And we think these things. We think, is it gonna change? You know, it's always happening to me. Is it ever gonna be okay? It will, I promise you, okay? Just keep on going. You've gotta keep pushing past these setbacks. Remember, the runner doesn't look at the rain as a negative. They keep on running. As they get closer to that finish line, they begin to hear the cheers again. They begin to hear the crowds again. They begin to hear them coming again because they're reaching that line. People are still there cheering, okay? You're still being urged on. You just don't hear it in that middle stretch sometimes. But that middle stretch is the long part. Keep on going. There is a finish line. But let's change our treadmill mentalities to marathon mentalities and get past that running in place, and let's make some steps and move forward.
Good stuff.